Okay, the one that got away. I was going to write an article for Vintage Guitar years ago. I pitched them in articles I write for a lot of magazines, and I said it's called The One That Got Away, and it's the guitar that every guitar player just missed out on. And I mean, everyone has that story where it doesn't matter what point in their life. Usually when you're younger and you passed the music store and you saw the guitar of your dreams, and then you went back with enough money and it was gone. Or later on in life when the vintage guitar shows up for sale and you know people are bidding on it and you just missed out on it. We all have ones that missed out. The fact that I don't have a Sunburst 59 Les Paul, which is the holy grail of collectors essentially, is not that I didn't have the opportunity to get one. The one time the gods shined on me and made one available to me was in 1980. I was actually, Twisted was playing a gig in Connecticut next to Calzone Case Company, and Joe Calzone from Calzone Case Company came to our sound check and he brought with him a 1959 Sunburst Les Paul. Now to put this in perspective, when this guitar came out in 1959, it was $242 and the case was I think 57 bucks. Okay, and for many, many years it stayed at that price. You know, by the time 10 years later, 1969, things weren't vintage yet. They were just used guitars. Who wants a used guitar? So, you know, you could buy them. You could buy a 1959 Les Paul Sunburst, of which only about 650 were manufactured in 59. You could find them for about $700-800. When I finally became aware of them was because of a cover of an album. And I saw Mike Bloomfield playing it, and I saw Eric Clapton playing it on the cover of an album, and I wanted one. By the time I wanted to buy a 59 Les Paul, they were $1,500. I remember seeing them for sale at stores on 48th Street and thinking, $1,500, who the hell's want to spend $1,500? That's insane. I don't have that kind of money. Well, think about this. That was like 1972. They were $1,500. In 1980, they were only $3,000. And I had an opportunity to buy one. And Joe Calzone came down to a sound check with a 59 Les Paul Sunburst. And he said, would you like one? And I said, oh, I'd love it. How much? He goes, $3,000. Well, $3,000 for me? I'm sorry, 1980. It may have well been $1 million. But he said, play it on stage. So he gave me the guitar and I put it on. And the stage was small and we were doing, I think, Breaking the Law by Priest's sound check. And Dee came down with the microphone stand and missed the guitar by like a quarter inch, and I was like freaked out. I took the guitar off. I was like, take it back. And I run into Joe Calzone periodically, and we joke about the fact that he had this guitar and he wanted to sell it. So I missed out on that one. And that's really it. I just wanted to have one of them in my collection, and I have a lot of great guitars. And you know, you could talk about the Explorers and the Flying V's, which are worth far more than the Les Pauls, because that 59, I guarantee you today, is worth about $400,000. That's what you could sell it for. Anywhere between $350,000 and $400,000. And I know guys with several of them. They could buy a house. And if you ask who buys it, the answer is there are people. There are plenty of people. There are collectors of everything. There's art collectors, furniture collectors, clothing collectors, car collectors, house collectors. In your world, if you're in that world of people, they're there. I know guys who buy whiskey for $400,000 a bottle. Don't ask me why. They don't drink it. They just buy the bottle, hold it for a year, sell it to somebody else for $400,000. Maybe they sip it. I don't know. But anyway, that was probably it. That's the one guitar model that got away.